Hello, my fellow human, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot, with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to do Why Are Men Secretly Attracted to You? I'm also going to do a Why Are Women Secretly Attracted to You? So that way we get both sides of the story. But that's going to be another reading later this week, so keep an eye out for that. I just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support me. So if you're returning, I'm truly honored to have you here. It's just such a blessing. And to see all of us grow together and to see how stories are evolving as we go along, for those of you that choose to share. And for those of you that are always sending positive energy, light, and love this way to myself and to others who are here on the channel, just know it just leaves me speechless and so blessed to know that the kind hearts that exist in this world are actually more than we thought they were, right? So thank you so much. And for those of you that are new, welcome. I pray that you find a safe space here to show up as your most authentic self. And yeah, I hope you find the answers that you're looking for, at least the guidance that will help you get to the answers that you're looking for. If you are looking to support the channel further, you will find all the links down below in the description box in order to do so. You may also email me for a personal reading where I will get you out further information. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where it's a fun, chill hangout session, and I really hope to see you there. With that, keep an eye out. I am actually moving, so I'm in the process of getting things together. So I'm trying to get enough readings for you so that there's no skipping in the readings that I usually post. Once I'm settled, though, things are going to start changing drastically with the channel, not in a bad way, in a good way. I'm going to be offering some more options for those of you that are avid supporters, and there's just going to be some more things that you can choose from along the way. Okay, what else? I think that's it. Let me go ahead and show you the affirmation is I am capable of achieving my dreams. This is such a wonderful affirmation, so make sure that you write this down and put it somewhere where you can say it to yourself multiple times today. Everyone is capable of achieving their dreams, just with patience and time and consistency, it will come to fruition. Let's see, for this reading, I think I'm actually going to do these cards today, the talisman. Let's get into your prayer. And then we'll go ahead and get into the reading. My beloved sources, prayers for any and all who come on to this reading. I ask that you help remind them that where they are in this moment, they are absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, handsome, wonderful individuals. That even though we're all facing demons, we don't have to believe those demons. We don't have to believe those negative thoughts. We don't have to believe those doubts about ourselves that we oftentimes feel like those negative little voices in our head or the little devil on our shoulder is winning here. And I ask that you banish that. Banish that from our lives. Help us to listen to the angel within, the soul, the light within that reminds us that we're a beautiful essence, and our essence is what makes us a beautiful creature here in this world. That we have so much going for us, and it was never about our physical looks, that it was everything about who we are and what we bring to the table. And when we begin to rely on that and understand that we have so much to offer, that we become attractive to ourselves. And when we see ourselves through the eyes of love, through the eyes of your eyes, we understand that we are magnificent beyond explanation. This is what I pray for those that come onto this reading today. May you bring this hand of love and this hand of, and the gift of sight into each of our lives today. As these words are spoken, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Source. Let me go ahead and get this over here. I've got a little bit of a scratchy voice today. I'm not sure why. I'm not sick or anything. It's just got a scratchy voice. I think I laughed a lot yesterday, and so that's what happened. Allow me to get a drink. You ever get a scratchy voice and people hear you on the phone or they hear you talking, they're like, oh, your voice is so sexy now that it's scratchy, and you're like, thanks. What does it sound like normally? Not sexy? I get that all the time. One time I had laryngitis and I was answering the phone and no one could believe it was me. They're like, you sound like a PSO operator. And I was like, oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. People sometimes, like, just like, they comment on such weird things sometimes, you know. I'm only bringing it up because I've already heard it a couple times. I'm like, okay. So, if it makes me sound sexy, well, hello and welcome to today's reading. Alright, so source for pile number 1. Which talisman oracle will help us understand better as to why men are secretly attracted to pile number 1? Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 1, source? 1 card, please. Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 1? Oh, thank you. Okay, I guess you're going to get 2. Not going for 2, but I was going to see if it was just 1. No, they want both. So source for pile number 2. What talisman oracle will help us understand why men are secretly attracted to pile number 2? Thank you. And for pile number 3, source, what talisman oracle will help us understand why men are attracted to pile number 3? Why are men attracted to pile number 3, source? Wow, that is way too many. Okay. Yep, okay. I see why. I see why. What happened? Okay. Elixir of life. Ooh. So you all are just like, I can't get enough to drink from you, okay? They need more. They need more of that good juju. That mojo. Mojo Jojo. Okay, Mojo Jojo. I never watched Powerpuff Girls. It's like, but everybody always used to talk about Mojo Jojo. So I know who Mojo Jojo is. I do, for sure. But I never watched Powerpuff Girls. I don't know why. Okay, so for pile number 1, we do have this beautiful bloodstone to choose from. Okay, for pile number 2, we have this yellow citrine. Okay. For pile number 3, we have this zebra jasper for you to choose from. Okay, so we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you, and I will see you on... Oh, hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful bloodstone, or if you were drawn to these cards, because you got 2 when I was doing the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on why are men secretly attracted to you. So we're going to put those over here out of the way. First things first, keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you can definitely check out the description box where you will find all the links necessary. You may also email me for a personal reading where I will get you out further information from there. Or you can follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you there. Also, just a warning, I do have a little bit of a scratchy voice today. I kind of talked about it in the intro if you didn't catch it. So I was over there laughing because I was asking if other people had scratchy voices, and people mentioned how sexy they sound when they have scratchy voices. And I get that all the time when I have a scratchy voice from so many people. I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of people do. They're like, oh my gosh, you have a scratchy voice. It sounds so good. So anyways, if you want to check out that, it was pretty funny. I was cracking up. At least I was laughing, so you can go check it out. But I think that's everything that we've got going on. In case you didn't catch the affirmation, it is, I am capable of achieving my dreams, because yes, you are. All right, let's put that up over here, and let's go ahead and get started. So source for pile number 1. Can you tell us why men are attracted to pile number 1? What messages do you have for us, source? Why are men attracted to pile number 1? Okay, so we have the second house Scorpio energy and the sun. And while I grab my block over here, I do just want to mention that today's reading, we are gaining access to someone else's perspective of you. And remembering that whatever it is that comes through, if it resonates, that's fine. But if it feels like it doesn't resonate, what somebody else is thinking of you or what comes through on these readings does not make it the truth of who you are. Okay? So just leave that for someone else, or just remember that that's there to remind you to stay true to yourself no matter what is going on, okay? So let's see. Let me get these set up somewhere here where it's going to look good. Okay, somewhere. So why are men secretly attracted to you? Well, first and foremost, you're like a mysterious, stable person. I'm sorry, that just sounded so funny when it came out. I was like, okay, all right, cool. You are very independent. You're very self-assured. You are very confident. You tend to be the center of attention. You tend to be someone that people want to go towards. You tend to be someone that people are interested in learning more about, but you don't talk a lot about yourself. There's a lot of underground emotions that are through, you just don't share that with people. You're not here saying, oh, I'm like this, or oh, I'm like that, or oh, this is going on. And so that's why they find you attractive. And this is also an energy of seeing you as someone who's very loyal, who's very stable, who's very secure, and enjoys the finer things in life. Like, you truly enjoy luxurious things. You like to take yourself out. You like to get your nails done. You like to get your hair cut every couple of weeks or whatever it is. Like, you're constantly getting nice things for yourself. And so this is something that's very attractive to men. They're looking at you as someone that isn't just going to sit back and let them figure it out for you, because you're going to figure it out for yourself. And that independence is something that draws them in. But also with the Scorpio energy here, you're very attractive in a way that they just want to get to know you more. And they're not sure like how to go about it, because it's almost like you're off-putting when it comes to your emotions. Not that you really are. It's just that that's how they feel. Because it's like, well, I want to get to know pile 1 better. I want to get them to know them deeper. But I'm afraid that they're going to like snap back at me, or they're not going to share it with me. They're just going to be really secretive about it. They don't want to actually open up to me, because you're more about what's tangible and not what is intangible. And emotions tend to be an intangible thing. It's something we feel within us, but it's not something that we can actually touch with our fingers, right? And so that's what they really find attractive about you. But it's more or less the light that you shine when you walk into a room, especially with the sun here. It's like you're seen as someone who's very, very bright and warm and kind and attractive and magnetic and considerate. And people gravitate towards you, and they feel like it's just you being you is something that is very attractive here. And through you being you, you're also finding some sense of stability in life, and that's something that they also truly, truly appreciate. So let's go ahead and get these out of the way, and let's see what comes out in the oracles. Right. Let's see what comes out in the tarot. Let me move that over. Okay. So source for pile number 1. Why do men find pile number 1 attractive? Why do they secretly find them attractive? We're trying to find out secrets here today. Why do men secretly find pile number 1 attractive? Source, why do men secretly find pile number 1 attractive? Thank you. Why do men secretly find pile number 1 attractive? Yeah, they definitely see you as someone that's relationship material, like long term, but they also see that you've been, like, it's almost like you wear in your eyes the sadness of the past that you've experienced. So it's like broken hearts, betrayal, hardships, hurt, the suffering, the pain. It's all in your eyes, but it's not on your face, right? It's almost like you could be smiling and your face will be telling us one story, but your eyes are saying something else. And that's something that's really magnetic in some way, because it's like they know that you're much deeper than what you're putting out there. And they know that not everybody deserves to see that side of you. Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 1? Thank you. That card almost went flying off the table. Okay. Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 1, source? Whoa, that is way too many. I'm not taking a stack like that. Oh, they want that one. I'll take that one, but I'm not taking the stack. Alright, source. Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 1? Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 1? Okay, do you feel like this is its clarifier here? Giving us a deeper look. Oh, look. Yeah, exactly. You're very successful. With the Emperor on the bottom, like, you're just a very successful person. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or whatever you identify with. That does not matter. But you're just someone that's seen as very successful, very clear, but also very much in this place of like, I'm not going to put up with anybody. Like, if somebody's getting in my way, I'm just going to basically push them out of the way. Like, that's how it is. It's not even rude, right? It's like, basically, this is your path. And you're going along your path because it's what's carved for you. And if someone tries to step onto your path, like, you're just going to roll over their foot with the wagon. Like, you're just like, hey, you shouldn't have stepped on my path. Like, sorry, but not sorry, right? Like, that's how it is. And so they see that about you. And it's a very masculine trait. Honestly, that's a very masculine trait because it's very business nature and business-like. And it's like but that doesn't keep you from being a kind person and a very beautiful person too, with the second house here. Very unique looking with Scorpio next to the second house. So this is very, very dark and mysterious type energy that comes from you. And that's not your actual physical appearance. It's what you exude. Like, it's almost like you're dangerous in a way. And it's something that they'd like to know. It's like, oh, I want to walk on the line of danger because I feel like that's exciting. It's almost like a thrill, right? And you are just very able to get in touch with that darker side of yourself. I cannot with you, pile 1. I'm done. We have the Emperor and the upright on the bottom of the deck, and then we start with the Empress right here. Oh, like, you're just a perfect balance. You are, what was I just saying? You're very masculine in the fact that you don't let people trip you up off your path, but you're still this kind, compassionate, generous, loving, nurturing person that they're just like, I don't understand. I don't understand how they can be both, right? Like, that's how men are. They're just like, I'm either one or the other. Like, there's a time to be kind and there's a time to be rigid, and I'm usually always rigid because it's always calling for that. But for you, it's like you could flawlessly flow between the two. It's like if you're rigid, the next minute you're going to go back to being your kind, compassionate self. And that's what they're just like mesmerized by that. Yeah, very dangerous. With the moon in reverse, talking about like, oh, imminent danger, right? It's what it feels like. It's like, oh, this person is dangerous. And it's like, I want to know what that feels like. I want to know what life around them feels like. What if I were connected to them in that way? And they feel like no one gets them like you do. So regardless of if they're married or if they have a significant other, they're still secretly attracted to them because of you being able to get in touch with this deeper energy, the moon in reverse and the Scorpio. This is very deep energy, right? Plus we have the moon and the sun. This is a tale of oldest time with the moon and the sun. This is a love that's as old as time. And then you have the highest version of couples here with the Emperor and the Empress, besides the spiritual couples, which is the Popess and the Pope, right? But we're talking material physical world couples is the Emperor and the Emperor. Like, you don't have a higher status than that. And so when they look at you, they're like, regardless of the fact that you may seem very dangerous and like scary and intimidating to them, they're very intrigued by you because they feel like you're the only person that would match them for life. Like, they wouldn't have to try to convince you of anything, or you wouldn't have to try to convince them of anything. Like, it would just be a very fluid kind of connection if they could get together with you like that. There are other men who are just, they're attracted by you, but they're attracted to you because of this, but they're also equally like scared to come out of the closet about it. And I feel like that's because they're like, if I did, I feel like pile 1 would eat me alive. Like that's the kind of energy that's coming through here. Yeah. And so there's something that's emotionally kept here. Like you have these shields here with the eagle on it, right? And there's like wisdom here and clarity and truth and honor that's coming through. And so there's a lot of characteristics that you exude that they really find attractive, that it's like maybe they'll find another person that only has 1 or 2 of those characteristics or traits. But it's like everything that you do, it like clicks every box for them. They're like, oh, yep, they do that. Pile 1 has this. Pile 1 acts like that. Pile 1 does this. They're like this, and so on and so forth. And it's like, even if they have one that's like completely unobtainable, like somehow, some way, shape, or form, you still check that box. Yeah, they're definitely very attracted to you with the Page of Wands here. So there's definitely sexual, this is like a very sexual card by nature, right? It's very inspirational and action oriented, but the Page of Wands is definitely that very curious energy of like, what would it be like to have sex with them? Like, what would it be like to be with them? What would it be like to have this carnal relationship with pile 1? And there's still like, they want to move forward, but again, this is like an unsure energy. Like, do I have the energy? Do I have the strength? Can I keep up with pile 1? And we have the King of Swords here clarifying that. Yeah, to say something. That's what it is. This is on their mind a lot, right? This is on their mind. What would it be like to be with you physically? And I feel like physically, yes, in a sexual way, but I feel like just physically, like all the time. What would it be like to wake up next to pile 1? What would it be like to have sex with pile 1? What would it be like to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with pile 1? What would it be like to build a life with pile 1? Like, they're just constantly thinking about these things. But like, if you look at this, it's like a king against an emperor. Okay? You have the king against an emperor here. And they already feel like they cannot approach you in this way because you're on a higher vibrational level than they think they are. It's not that they're not on the same vibrational match as you. They very well could be. They might not be, right? You're going to have a sliding scale all over the board here. But the thing is that most of them have put you up on a pedestal, and they feel like they have to defend themselves against that because you elicit a lot of emotion and feelings, and all kinds of different things are going on within them when they're thinking about you, pile 1. They really love your intelligence. They really love how you approach the world. They love how you see the world. But more than anything, the main thing here is how I feel there's this energy of you always trying to find how you can equally give to the world. How can you be of service to those around you? And it's like, even when there's a blockage there, you still come up with a solution in how you can serve others and how you can make sure others are doing well. It's not that you put yourself on the back burner. This takes real courage and strength to be able to come into this balanced masculine and feminine energy here, but to also be caring and kind and compassionate towards others while still knowing how to take care of yourself. It's like your overflow on the cup of life is what's filling others. And you're always trying to find that balance, and so they're very drawn to that. And that's something, it's like they think about what it would be like for you to be a mother, for you to be a father. Like, they think about these things, and they're constantly like in this space of like, if I could just get that close to them. But they're fighting their own mental blockages here. Okay, they're definitely fighting their own mental blockages here, and I feel like a lot of these men who are very attracted to you, they absolutely come to you just to have a conversation with you, even if it's just a very basic and superficial conversation. It's like they just need that little boost from you. It's not that they're drawing on your energy. It's like just knowing you is such a blessing for them. What is the deal with my camera? I am so sorry. I don't know how long it's been zoomed in like that. I really apologize. the last 2 days, my camera has been, I mean, on one. Just on one. Let me see if I can get this zoomed out. My apologies. Not trying to be all cray-cray here. Such a trip with the camera. I like saw it, was like freaking out. I looked up. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, they're just really, really, really into you. Really into you. And I feel like you also make them feel emotions that they've never felt before, and that scares them a lot. Like they could have, like I said, they could be with somebody, right? They could already have a relationship and they could already be connected with somebody. But the thing is that you bring out a deeper emotion than even, they thought they loved this person, right? They thought they were in love with this person. And then they met you, pile one, and they're like, whoa, I don't think I actually knew what love was, right? And that scares them, because it's like, what have I been experiencing this whole time? And then I meet pile one, and it's not, like, here's the thing, it's not like, most of it is more or less lust. Okay, most of it is, but it's lust followed by compartmentalized emotions. And so when those two things go together, it's like this almost immediate response. Oh, I'm in love with pile one. And I'm not saying that nobody is true in that. There are people who are true in that. But it's this energy of you're making them feel a part of themselves that's been trapped for years, maybe even lifetimes. And that's what feels so dangerous. Right, but if I lived with pile one, there's this energy. If I lived with pile one, I would be living on the wild side, in the danger zone. And my life would be incredible. Just incredible. And here's another odd message for you. Okay, like I'm getting the number 7 here as a profound number for your pile one. And I just want to bring up, there's a pick a pile that I posted earlier in the week, and it was all about 7s. In fact, it was every oracle card had 7 on it, like in numerology. It came out to the number 7. Every numbered oracle card it was just absolutely insane. And so they're saying that this is also your pile. If you picked that pile, if you haven't, that's okay. You don't have to go back and pick it or anything like that, or try to figure out which one it is. But they're just saying this is another reason why so many men are attracted to you, or why you're seen as someone is very attractive. And you could be a man on here wondering, are men attracted to me? And yes, they are. Like, remember, we live in this society where we're so used to being it black and white. And really, there's so much technicolor. And I feel like, if you know what pansexual is or anything like that, like, there are a lot of people who are bi, there are a lot of people who are pansexual, there are a lot of people who are very open now. And so it's just remembering, like, if you're like, well, I didn't want to know that. Well, you must have, because you're here, right? So I'm just saying, like, just keeping that open mind and remembering you don't have to change your preference just because a person that you wouldn't normally be attracted to is attracted to you. I don't know why that message is coming through. It must be for someone. Maybe you've been wondering about a certain person and wondering, but they're showing me a lot. There's a lot of masculine energy here. I mean, you have the Page of Wands, you have the King of Swords, and you have the Emperor. There's a lot of masculine energy here, and then we have the Empress starting the reading. So yeah, it's like this energy. Yeah, they're acknowledging that there's a lot of men who feel this way, and it's men who are younger than you, men who are older than you, men who are the same age as you. Like, there's not there's not just one category here, and if you watch my readings, sometimes there'll be readings where one person will take over the energy, but this is a whole array of energy coming in as to why men find you attractive, and a whole array of men. You could be in just an example here, you could be in your late 20s and you have, 18-year-olds who are attracted to you, and you have 60-year-olds attracted to you, and everything in between. And I'm not trying to gross you out. Like, that's not what this is. It's just, that's the type of energy that you exude. It's just like so magnetic. You're so comfortable in the feminine energy, but you're also able to be a boss when you need to, boss lady or boss man. Like, it's just such a beautiful combination of both energies here. Let's see. I was gonna do clarifiers, but it's the energy that came through is so strong. Let's get some oracles out on it for you, pile one. Source, may we please have some oracles that tell us, yeah, you're a very, very vigilant person. Like, you stay true to your path. Well, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. It's like, if someone steps on your path, like, you're gonna roll over their foot with the wheel. Like, you're just like, sorry, hey, sorry, but not sorry. Like, you shouldn't have stepped on my path. This is my journey, so get out of the way. You know, and it's not ruthless. It's just being honest. It's just like, look, like, I'm sorry your foot hurts, but, you know, that's what you get for trying to step up on my path and trying to make me do something that I'm not supposed to be doing. Or make me do something because you're scared of my success, right? And it has to do with the way you see the world. Like, they're very intrigued by the way you see the world. You're not someone who lives in the bubble of, oh my gosh, we have to get this job. We have to try to stay there for billions of years and hope and pray that they appreciate us enough to give us a quarter raise every year, and hope and pray that eventually I'll get a transfer, or I'll get a promotion, or I'll be able to buy the house that I want. I have a white picket fence. We want Starbucks all around the corners and all that stuff. You're like, no, I'm going to live my life the way I want to. And so you're a little bit wild and a rebel with a cause, right? And that's what they're so attracted to. It's because you don't see the world the way they do. And even if you're doing those things right now, it's almost like you have side hustles and other things that are helping you to get the life that you want. And so it's just seeing how you view the world, how you see things. It's very, very intriguing to them. Thank you, Source. Yeah, and you're a leader. Yeah, exactly, a boss. Like, this, I'm not surprised that the elephant leadership came out with number 10 here, because you're a boss. You've done a lot of healing on your journey, and now you're helping others to heal just by being in your presence. And I feel like you help men heal just by being in your presence. They could just stand in your vicinity and they're already receiving benefits from you just by you being you. It's like a breath of fresh air. Like, oh my gosh, you know, pile one sees the world from like no one I've ever met, right? And that's a lot what happens when people are attracted to you, is because you see the world like no one around them. You're like you're a once in a lifetime person, pile one, okay? You really are. I want you to understand that, because you're you and no one else is you, right? Everyone else is already taken. But because you're a once in a lifetime person, you know, most people look at it, oh, like they're a once in a billion or 1 in a million or whatever. And it's like that. It's just, but I want you to know you really are a once in a lifetime person. But they know that they're never going to meet someone like you in their lifetime again. And so it's almost like there's one of you, but they realize and they recognize that other men are interested in you, and it kind of makes them feel like they have to fight for you, even if they're with somebody. It's almost like they're all on edge, because it's like, I want to fight to be in pile one's life, but even though I can't, I still want to have precedence in their life. Like, it's a trip. So we did have number 18 flip over here. It says, embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. Isn't that what I said in the beginning? It was like you bring out emotions that have been compartmentalized for them for a long time. It's like they're allowing that to surface, and it's almost like because you're there, they're being able to accept them. Like, you let them be that child self that they blocked off way back when, that teenager that they rejected, and you help them purify their emotions towards themselves. And that's why they're so comforted by you. And it's just a mystery. It's like, how did pile one do that? How did they do that? Look, turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. And that's what I was saying. Like, they feel like they experience love when they're around you. I love this confirmation with number 36. Look, we have 9 and 9 coming out together. 18 and 36, both equal 9 in numerology. You know, it's like interesting that this would come through, though. It's like you help them get in tune with their heart chakra. And it's just you being you. I mean, it's like nothing like, oh my gosh, you went through massive this or massive that or that. No, like, you experienced a very human life and healed from your trauma. That was something that we all experience. And because you healed from that, you just naturally give others space to heal. And that's what they've needed all along. They didn't need to be judged because they're men. They didn't need to be told, oh, you're a man, suck it up, you should be this way. You know, you basically are like, no, be you, boo, and do what feels right. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's almost like they can, like, what is it? Let out the, finally. Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. You're an untouchable. You're an untouchable, pile one. You're every good combination, and all the bad things just make the good things even sweeter. You know what I mean? It's like they love all of it. They love the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. They love it all. But it's like all the bad things just make the good things sweeter because the good outweigh the bad. And it's like for every flaw that you have like 10, 12 perfections. They notice it like that. Right? These are men who picture you when you're not around. Like, they always are wondering, you know, what is pile one doing? Like, what are they wearing right now? How do they have their hair right now? Are they wearing any makeup right now? Are they got any jewelry on right now? Or, you know, are they changing what they're doing? Are they doing this? Like, they're just, and it's easy for them to picture you in their mind. Look, I cannot. With the train horn. We have number 9 coming out again. So 999 is a very powerful number for you. We have take time out. But see, look, this bear has the heart on his heart. He has this paw print. It's like you claw their heart out and you do something to it, and then you give it back to them and it feels whole again. And it's almost like the Grinch. When the Grinch's heart grows in size, like that's what they experience when they're around you, pile one. It's just very deep. Look, clear out the clutter. I didn't even know this was here. And we have 28, which is 10, right? And we had 10 on the bottom. So 9 and 10 are very powerful numbers. 1010 is all about you being on your path of purpose, new beginnings, having faith on the journey, experiencing that enlightenment phase. And then you have 999, which is all about exactly clearing out the clutter. I don't think I could say it better than that right now. Because 9 is about getting to that finishing point, right? It's like basically you take their heart and you clear out the clutter. You're like, this is no good. But it's not you, it's your soul. It's your soul's nature to do this, right? You're just a natural healer. Like, you can't help it. It just happens. And then you're like, here you go. Here's your heart back. And they put it back in, or you shove it back inside of them. And that's why the paw print's there. And they're like, oh, whoa. What did I just experience? I mean, they're just speechless. They're like, I can't. I don't even know what I'm doing. I didn't even know what I was doing before. Now I really don't know what I'm doing. Let's get an angel message for pile one source. There we go. Yeah, okay. And then I want to get one of these. One of my homemade oracles. Let's get some messages from my homemade oracle here for pile one source. May you please have some oracle messages for pile one. Okay, thank you. Whoa, thank you. I just want one more. Just one more. Okay, this one here. Okay. On the bottom, we have let go of who you think it should be and open up to the possibility of who it could be. Everybody wants it to be you. They want it to be you. Like, that's it. Whether they're married, whether they have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever it is. I mean, there's some people here who are committed. No matter what, they want it to be you. They want it to be you. They're like, please let it be pile one. Please let my significant other just say, today's the day. And it's like, even though it'll be sad and it'll hurt and they'll be sad about it, it's like, but it's almost like, then I don't have to pave the way because someone else will pave the way for me to go towards pile one. It's just a really, really crazy energy. Schooling, studying, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. So you're always learning. You're always growing, and they see this, right? They see you always growing. It's like you have the mind of a beginner, and you're not afraid to lean into that. And that's what's helped you that is what has helped you get so far. Yeah. You help. It's like something that they were once afraid of. You turn it into something that's beautiful for them. Number 38, which is 11 here. Right? It's not even them fearing this anymore. It's just like, because you turned it into something beautiful, they're like, what can I do with this? Like, how can I give back? And they don't know. They don't know how to give back. But something they feared for so long, you helped them dredge up all those mystery emotions, and now they're feeling it. See, like a challenging situation, a mountain to climb. The challenges, you brought challenges into their life, and yeah, they were hard to climb over, but somehow you got them halfway to the top, or all the way to the top, and they were willing to go the rest of the way. Water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. Yeah, they see that you're a very emotional person in a good way. You're very compassionate. You're very spiritual and intuitive. Like, your intuition just baffles them sometimes. They're like, whoa, holy moly. Like, you may just do kind things for people, and they might be a recipient of that kindness. And it's like something that you get told, oh, you need to do this for so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And so you give, it could be as simple as giving them a candy bar. Right? The example here. So you go and you give all these people a candy bar, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, how did they know that this was going to brighten my day? And like really brighten their day, you know? And it did. And it like made them feel loved and wanted and appreciated. So we have use the elements, water, air, earth, fire, and ether. Yeah, so you are seen as someone who, like, you could be seen as a witch, as a spellcaster, as a warlock, whatever you identify with, if that's what you do. Even if you don't, they're just like, because you're so different, like, you embody all these things. Like, you're very emotional, you're very heartfelt, you're very grounded, and you're very fiery and spicy, right? And also very intuitive. And then we have open your heart to love. Yeah, they really do love you. They really do. It's like, that can't, like, they, and if, like I said, if it's not love, they believe that it's love, right? And we have don't put off until tomorrow what need be done today. And I feel like this is that energy that I was feeling before, where it was like, they hope that their significant other will end things so that they have a way to come to you, right? And that's why they're saying, like, it's almost like sources coming in telling them that they are the ones that need to take action, like, not wait for another person. But it's like they don't want to hurt anybody, and they also realize that you have options. So it's kind of like, well, if I hurt the person that I'm with that's stable in my life, and, you know, pile one has options, they could just choose somebody else. But I'd rather just take the hit myself, so that way then I don't hurt anybody. And it is what it is. Like, it's just a weird energy. So we're going to take a look at your talisman cards. You're the only pile that got two. Like, they didn't want to pick one. They wanted both of them to come out. And I'll read these out of the book. So the first one we have is, yeah, balanced emotions. That goes right back to having the balance of masculine and feminine energies. And then we also have banish a curse. Why was I saying they think you're a witch or a warlock or something like that? And we have banish a curse. And that's the thing. It's like helping them dredge up that old energy. It feels like you're helping them cleanse their whole life. It's weird that we have both of these are the B's, right? Because that's how this book works. It's all alphabetized. And so it's just interesting that they're both B. They're right next to each other, actually. Yeah, balanced emotions is the first one. Here's the insignia for balanced emotions. If you would like to screenshot that and copy it and carry it with you. So it says, jellyfish are graceful creatures that trust the ocean currents to take them to their destination. Take a moment to evaluate the way you spend your energy. Sometimes we cannot see the grand picture and get caught up in the moment. If we are unable to see the lesson in a situation, we can get entangled in our emotions and the need for control. Are you holding on too tightly to feelings that don't serve you? It's easier to see a solution when you feel calmer. Find a peaceful place in your home or outside where you can spend time alone and allow your emotions to exist without judgment. Take a break, breathe, acknowledge them, and let go of those that no longer support you. It says, I am gentle with my feelings. Like, that's what you help them do. You help them gently remove those old feelings. And then here's the banish a curse insignia. You can take a screenshot of it and draw it and carry it with you. It says this card symbolizes unfair treatment towards you. A person who has strong influence in your life has mistreated you or fails to see your point of view. The actions of others speak for their misalignment, not yours, and you have the power to choose how that impacts you. Your worth does not change based on other people's state of mind. The pain or misunderstandings can disappear if you decide not to internalize the negativity. Dwelling over what has been said means reliving hurtful emotion and letting it control your actions. It's time to take a step back and allow the new positive energy to embrace you. Think of what you can learn from the experience and know that karma has your back. I am honest and worthy. Yeah, so you help them let go of bad situations. But again, this idea of like being stuck in negative energies, it's like they can't help but stay stuck in these negative energies. And then when they're with you, it feels like you help them let that go. And then you leave and they're still stuck dealing with them. And it's like, because it's so fresh, they're not sure what to do. Okay, but this is why men are secretly attracted to you, pile 1. If you feel like this is your pile, leave a little ocean emoji down below and say, I am balanced in my emotions, or my masculine and feminine, however you wish to put it down there. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of citrine, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on why do men secretly find you attractive. First things first, keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary to do so below in the description box. You can also email me for a personal reading and I will get you out further information. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast, which is a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. So with that being said, your affirmation for the day is, I am capable of achieving my dreams. Write this down somewhere and repeat it to yourself multiple times today to remind you that you are so capable of achieving what it is that you desire from life. And I apologize, I do have a bit of a scratchy throat today, so bear with me. And let's go ahead and get into it. So source for pile number 2, why do men find pile number 2 attractive? Why do men secretly find pile number 2 attractive? Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 2? Source, what can you tell us about this? What messages do you have for us? Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 2? Okay. Oh, and before we get into it, I just want to say we are connecting with another person's perspective of you. So with whatever comes out, take it with a grain of salt. That does not mean it is the truth of who you are. This is looking at you through someone else's rose-colored glasses. Okay. So we do have the 10th house, we have the moon, and we have Virgo energy. You are someone who's very stable in your emotional approach to life and your emotional approach to your career, what it is you want from life. And this is something that's highly attractive. It's like you know what you want and you go towards it. You're not afraid to get into the deep subconscious is what I was going for, I guess. The deep subconscious of your psyche. Like you're willing to dive deep into your emotions, into yourself, your actions, knowing why you do the things you do. This is not something that a lot of people are actually willing to do. Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I do that. But when it really comes down to action on that, that's a lot of people will talk about it, but they won't be about it. And you're definitely someone who's about that. And it's gotten you really far in life. It feels like you have a lot of followers or a lot of people who praise you for your efforts. You could have a position in life that allows you to connect with people, to help others. You may have a team that you oversee. But it's like men find you attractive because you're constantly raising the bar for yourself. And yet, no matter what, you're still humble. Like, you could be a gazillionaire. Not that that's a thing, but we're going to go with it. But you could be a gazillionaire and you'd still be someone that would be very humble and modest in your approach. Like, you're not doing it to flash money in people's face. Like, you're doing it for stability and, yeah, for buying the things that you like. But it's not as like a, haha, I can afford this and I have that and whatever it is. Like, you're doing it because this is the way that you choose to live, that you desire to live. And the fact that you're so humble and modest about it is what is so attractive. Like, you are someone who's serving others. Like, even though maybe you don't need to, but you show up and you help other people out. Like, you could volunteer in the soup kitchen, or you could, you know, when they have the clothes drives, you could show up with a ton of clothes for the homeless or for kids and for the school. And you could fill up those bins. Or like when there's a food drive, maybe you go in and you buy a ton of food and you give that food. And when they watch this, they're just like so amazed. It's like, you maybe have the means to do so, but you know, there are a lot of people who have the means and they don't. And I feel like this is something that you've carried over from when maybe you didn't have anything at all and you still did it. Like, maybe you only had $10 to your name, but you still went and bought, maybe you went to like the dollar store or something and you bought as much food as you could, and just to do the food drive. Or you went to the cheap places so you could get gloves and socks and coats for those that were less fortunate than you. It's like everything that you have, you're so grateful for. It's like, even though now maybe you don't want for anything, like, you're still so grateful for what you have, knowing that you came from a place of maybe not having that much. And it feels like that's something that you always exude when you're talking to people or when you're there. It's like, yeah, you know, I grew up in the projects, or I grew up in the sticks, or I grew up, you know, here, there, wherever. And I didn't have anything growing up. And maybe now you have a beautiful home and you have a nice ride and it's all paid for and you don't have to stress about it. And it's like, that's the thing. It's like, you're the one that it doesn't matter what you have. You're still the same person. Like, money didn't change you. It only accentuated who you already were. And you were already a kind and generous, giving person. And a very caring person. It feels like you very much nurture others in a very deep way here with the moon. And you also, at work, you still nurture others. Like, even if you're a boss, it's like, you're not going to be a jerk to everybody because you have a position or you have title and status. Like, you understand what it is to be in their position, and you're capable of even now still putting yourself in their shoes. And that helps people follow you blindly. You know, and it's not that you want people to follow you blindly, but that's how much they trust you. Like, they just know that, like, if I have a problem, I can go to pile 2 and I know that they're going to help me get to where I need to go. And so that's something that I feel like there's a lot of men that come to you for advice and for guidance, and they get it from you and they feel like, oh my gosh, like, I can trust pile 2 with everything, whether that's emotional, physical, mental, whatever it is that they're dealing with. And you still, no matter what, if you don't like someone or if you really like someone, you show up as the same person to both of those people. You know, you might not give as much energy to the person that you don't like as you would to the person you might like, right? You might actually go out to coffee with the person you like, and you might not do that with the person you don't like. But when they have your attention and energy, you are the same person no matter what. And that's something that men find, or that's why they're secretly attracted to you, right? They find that very intriguing, very, very, very attractive. You may also have very big eyes or look kind of like a cartoon character. You may have been told you look like anime. Oh my gosh, you look like an anime character. Or, oh my gosh, you look like a Disney character. Or you look like a storybook character, something like that. I don't know why that's coming through, but it was just really strong right now. But you might have really big round eyes, and you might also have something about your eyes very unique. Like, you could have very, like, distinctive eyes, very wide, like not wide but long eyes, very long eyes. You could have very, like, cat eyes, like something like that. There's something about your eyes that, like, and people have mentioned it, men especially have mentioned something about your eyes constantly. I feel like it's something you've heard for a huge portion of your life, something about your eyes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot on it. So source, why are men secretly attracted to pile number 2? Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 2? You don't let life get you down either. I feel like you could be having a bad week and people might know about the drama and the situations going on in your life. Like, especially if it's at work. Like, it could be you're someone up there and you're dealing with the problems in the company. And it's like, even though there's hardships, it's like you don't let life get you down. It's not that you're always wandering around with a gigantic smile on your face. It's not that. Like, I don't feel like you're a super exuberant, like hyperly positive person. I feel like you are positive, but I feel like it's like something that it's just all even kill. Like, it's just very much you keep it all in check. Like, you're not gonna let your bad day or your bad meeting ruin your whole day, right? You're not gonna let a bad morning ruin your whole day. You're not gonna let a bad night ruin your whole week. Like, it's not you. Like, you're just very consistent in the way that you show up. Source, why are men secretly attracted to pile number 2? And you somehow word things in a way so that people can also like overcome their own hardships. Source, why are men secretly attracted to pile number 2? Yeah, you're someone who sets very firm boundaries though. It's like I was saying, like with someone that you don't like you're still the same. You're still the same, but you also will have stronger boundaries with that person. But you never change who you are just because you like someone or you don't like someone. It's different with the people who are closest to you, absolutely, but you're just someone who's seen as very sexy, very wise, very intelligent, very beautiful. Yeah, you kind of make people crazy. Like crazy. Like, how can someone be so good looking and be as humble and modest as they are? Like, it drives them crazy. And there's a lot of younger men that are attracted to you. Yeah, there are a lot of younger men that are very, very attracted to you. Not because you give off like mommy vibes or daddy vibes or anything like that. No, it's like literally they're just like, oh my lord, like that person, pile 2, is just the person that, you know, I really want. And like, it's a very sexual thing with them. They're unsure. And so I feel like they also compare a lot of their connections to you. Oh, you know, like, is this like pile 2? Is this like pile 2? I feel like these are clarifiers here. And it's something that it's just very interesting. They're just not sure, like, do I tell pile 2? Do I, you know, not say anything at all and hope pile 2 notices? Like, what do I do? And something that they really struggle with. And so you might get a lot of younger men who act very, very weird around you. You might be like, why are they acting like that? Like, what is going on? But it's just because they're very attracted to you. Yeah, they see how happy you are, how you've let go of illusions of relationships. Like, you don't see relationships like anybody does. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, if somebody tries to cause drama, like, you're still just level-headed when you show up. Like, you don't let them get under your skin. You don't get mad. You're like, oh, okay, like, if that's how you're gonna show up, cool, keep showing up like that. Because it's not gonna bother me. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I need to say. It's never rude. Like, you're just very even kill. Like, it's just all one, not monotone, but it's all one note with you. You don't let people ruin your inner peace just because of the way they choose to show up. And that's why I feel like a lot of younger men are attracted to you, because like that might intimidate men that are your age or older, because they're used to dealing with, this sounds so mean, and I'm not trying to make it sound mean by any means. And I feel like you're going to understand what I'm saying here, but it's like they're used to dealing with children. Right? No matter the age of someone, they're used to dealing with a child. And it's like you've gone through the healing, right? You're someone who has already dived deep within yourself to understand yourself. And so it's like, you know what? If the outside world controls my emotions, then I got to find out what's going on within me. Like, that's a question that you may have asked yourself along the way, or you're thinking about, and it's like that makes you show up from a different way. And so a lot of older men might find that intimidating, because it's like someone who is showing up on a same level as they might. And not in all cases. Please don't say that that's a sweep of all men. No, that's not in all cases, and that's not a sweep of all women either, right? But it's just saying that that's intimidating. And younger men, they look at you because it's like, oh my gosh, like, if this, and this happened, I feel like I could actually talk to pile 2 about it. Like, we could actually get through it. And it's weird that there's just younger generation that is saying that here. It could just be the generation right behind you too, like, wherever you're at. right? But yeah, they feel like they could talk to you, that would be able to build emotional stability with you, right? And growth, like it would always grow. Also, I feel like there's a lot of men who secretly do want to have a baby with you. Like they wonder what it would be like to have you as a mother in their life, or even a father, right? Because it doesn't matter. But they would wonder what it would be like to have a child with you. Like, how would you raise a child? Like, would you raise a child like the way you do? Like, how would that play out in life? And what would that do to impact others in the world? And how would we be there for our child? Like, if things went wrong, like, I feel like they are always like thinking like, oh, you would be the one that would help diminish any disbelief. Like, if people were trying to tease the child or something like that, like, you would be the one that would be like, look, this isn't how this is going to play out. We're not going to go down this road. Because you would just handle it in a very adult manner too. Like just knowing that I can say what I need to say. I don't have to yell and scream what I need to say. I don't have to cause extra drama to say what I need to say. Yeah, and you've overcome a lot of hardships. Like I love that the 7 of Wands came out here, because we're talking about that, like how even if you have a bad day, you still always are yourself. Like very rarely do you get unseated from your journey or from your emotions. Very rarely, if it happens at all anymore, right? But it's something that you may have dealt with when you were younger. You may have dealt with some very erratic emotions, and that's something that you chose to heal along your journey because you were so tired of maybe one day being really, really high, one day being really, really low. And it's like, I'm not enjoying this at all. And yeah, the highs are feeling good, but man, the crashes are serious crashes and burns. Like they just hurt so much. Like, is there a way to find a middle ground here? And it seems like that's what you're absolutely doing. And you've practiced it a lot, and you've come through a lot of turmoil and a lot of upsets, and you still experience a lot of turmoil and a lot of upsets, right? That's life. Life never stopped happening. The difference is you changed the way that you showed up. Like you chose to show up in a different way. Yeah. And it's something that maybe you had at one point. Some of these men have seen like where you were in that negative energy, like where maybe you did have those dramatic outbursts, or where you overreacted to things that didn't seem that big, but they were humongous to you, right? Maybe not to everybody else, but to you, they were huge. And so there's a lot of men around you that have seen you completely do a 180 here. Like they've seen you completely change the way that you approach life. And through your perseverance, it's actually making them take a look at their own lives. But it's almost like while they're stuck in their head wondering about this part of themselves, they cannot take their eyes off of you. So you may feel like there's a lot of people who are staring at you all the time. Yeah, they are. They cannot take their eyes off of you. They can't get you out of their mind. They can't get you out of their head. They're wondering, it's like very passionate when it comes to you. It's very much like, oh my gosh, like what could I do with pile number 2? What would life be like if I were with pile number 2, you know? We have 9 and 9 here with these numbers. And it's like interesting because 9 is all about completing a cycle. And I feel like you're about to actually let go of a lot of these connections. This is a weird message coming through, but hang with me. I feel like you're really about to let go of a lot of these connections, because I feel like you're about to manifest the people who are meant to be in your life. And so a lot of these individuals, these men, are going to feel your absence on a next level scale. Like it's going to be like, oh my gosh, pile 2 is gone. It feels like there's a hole in my life where they were. And the reason being is because it's like you're moving on the up and up. You're constantly coming into a place of finding new things out about yourself. You're always growing. And like I said, not very many men, not very many women are willing to do that, but you are. And so a lot of these people who are attracted to you, a lot of these men that are attracted to you are very stagnant. I mean, like you have a page looking at a queen. Like a page is nowhere near a queen. In fact, the page is the one that's like running the errands. Basically, like, let's be real, like a joker, a jester, or something like that. Like they really don't have that much status, right? They're like apprentice to the night. So it's like they're not seen as someone that's on an equal level here. And it's like they know that. And you make them feel so unsure about themselves in so many ways. They're like, hold up, what do I do? And so they're really fighting this internal battle right now. But it's like they know that if they approached you that you'd shut them down. They're like, yep, that's not going to work. So instead of approaching you, it's like they just stare at you from afar. It's like trying to make the best mental note of you that they can. And you inspire them to do a lot of things, but I also feel like you inspire them to just fantasize about you in a lot of different ways. And you're very much like, it's interesting because I got that with pile number 1 too, like the untouchables, that feeling. But that's what it does. It feels like you're an untouchable here. You might also be interested in the same sex, right? Whether that's men or women, it doesn't matter, but that's something that's coming through here, is that you might be, so like if you're a woman, you're interested in women, and that's why you're the untouchable, right? And so it's like they know that they can't have you, and so they want you even more. And even if you're a man that's interested in other men, it's like they just don't feel like they stand up to your status. They just feel like they would have nothing to add. Like, what could I bring into this connection that pile 2 doesn't already possess? And so you're just seen as someone that it's like basically the TV show, right? Like you're their favorite celebrity, and they just like to be around you when they can, but they know that that's basically all they're going to get. And so they're secretly attracted to you because you're seen as somebody who you're well respected, you're well liked, you're well received by all. And there's this energy of like, I cannot stand up to that. Yeah, I love that this came out. Music, harmony, exactly what I was telling you. It's like you're at this place where it's nothing disrupts your peace, right? It's like, and if it does, it's so few and far in between that with this energy here, the 7 of Wands and the Judgment, what this energy is saying, like, this is something you used to deal with. I feel like you used to have a lot of outbursts or something in your life. And so there's people here in this journey or on this pile that are coming through that are saying, we used to see you experience these crazy high highs and these crazy low lows. And now, like, you're just the same across the board. Like, you don't lash out at people anymore. You're not trying to stand up for yourself like that anymore. It's like you say what needs to be said and then you just move on, and that's it. There's no backing down from that. You're not going to let someone uproot you from your peace and your harmony. And this has taken you a lot of inner work doing that with Desert Vision Quest here. You've had to come in, you've had to dig deep and learn what you wanted from life and then follow that. And the main thing here is I feel like inner peace is that's such a big part of your life story, is finding inner peace and harmony and balance. Like, being balanced is very, very important to you. But you realize along the way through being balanced that life is all about ups and downs. But that doesn't mean that I have to be uprooted. Yeah, we have wisdom on the bottom here with Owl, number 4. That's where your strength and your structure and your stability come from, is being balanced. And that's where you're able to connect with source and get psychic downloads and get intuitive knowings as you move forward. You've really purified your soul. You've really purified your soul. Let's get one of these. Please have a love oracle for pile number 2, source. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and then we have number 2. Lack attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. And that's what you're doing. You're really working with loving yourself, honoring yourself, being there for yourself, showing up for yourself. These are very important things so that you can get what you want. And you're learning how to manifest what you want in life. It feels like you went through a huge transformation. Like, it's something that you'd been working on for a long time. But it feels like recently, all of a sudden, it feels like you've been taking many, many steps all at once. So we did have Mercury flip over here. It says think, learn, network, and communicate. Yeah, so you're about to come into a network. Like, this feels like a social networking situation where people are going to lift you up even higher. Okay, whether that is business partners, that could be a new job, that could be a new business that you're opening, whatever it is. Like, it's just a network of people that are going to lift you up. Whereas where you're at now, there's not a whole lot of people that lift you up. There are people who put you on a pedestal, but that's a whole different story, right? And so I think the thing here is that men are very attracted to the fact that they know they're not going to have you around much longer. Like, you're not going to be there much longer. They don't want that one. Okay. One more, Source. Can I please have one more? Okay, thank you. We had Capricorn energy flip over. Ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Right? Step by step. You're taking your time. You've taken your time with this. It's like with Capricorn energy here and Saturn, right? That's also connected to Saturn. It's like very difficult for you to do what you've done, but you're also gaining clarity now on what has happened in your life. And so it's like you are now going to be able to communicate to others that the reason I did this was so that I could get here, right? And wasn't I saying at the beginning, like, you're very, like, people appreciate you and they pay you and they, you know, well, all people pay you. No, it's like you get paid for your services in such a way that you're able to really enjoy life, right? Yeah, Yin, you're in a receptive time with intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces. So I feel like here Virgo and Capricorn energy are very, very, very prevalent for you. That could be something that you have highly aspect in your chart. You could have a North Node in either one of those, or you could also have a Venus in either one of those. It's a very specific message, so if it doesn't resonate, that's okay, just for someone else. But it's just like showing here that you are in this place of receiving all your blessings. And there's a lot of people who, yes, so there's jealousy when it comes to that, but I just feel like the men here are just sad that you're not going to be in their lives anymore. Yeah, open to the infinite possibility with Starfish Spirit number 59. That's it. You're beginning to manifest a beautiful reality. Bring a gentle touch. You're a very kind, generous person. You're very loving, sweet. Tasting the sweetness in life. I feel like a lot of the men that you've been around have really dealt with really rough women or really rough men. And you're just a breath of fresh air. Like, you're something that's so different, right? It's like you didn't let money change you. You didn't let your success change you. You let your success be the success of everyone around you. And that's why they just appreciate you so much. It's like, oh, okay, like, pile 2 isn't all worried about, like, oh, it's me, 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 me. It's like, no, it's us together. And it's time we start looking at it that way. So we have Aurora. You're flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend, because others will soon become inspired by your example. Isn't that what I was just talking about? Right? Your success. And then that comes out on the bottom. I love it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I want to get a few of these, my homemade oracles that I have here. Okay, Source, may I please have some homemade oracles for pile number 2? Please have some homemade. Okay, thank you. May you please have some homemade oracles? Thank you. Okay. May you please have some homemade oracles for pile number 2? Thank you. Ow, my nail. It just broke. Did you break a nail, pile 2? Did you break a nail? All right. So we have feeling as though there's no way out. Yeah, so maybe you've been stuck in a situation that just feels like it's just not changing for you. And I feel like it is changing. Like, you've done so much inner work, and I feel like it is changing. It's like, oh, these are the type of people I've dealt with for so long. Like, I'm just done. I want people to really appreciate me, not necessarily to exalt you. I mean, people like that, but I feel like you're just in this place where I just want people to be on the same page as I am. Not seeing me as somebody above them or below them, but seeing me as their equal and appreciating that. And so it feels like you've been in this for a while. And I feel like with this coming out, it's just sort of reminding you that you've done so much inner work that things are about to change. It's just taken a lot of time. So we also had this one flip over. It says, stop, rest, reassess where you are going. This is something that you force others to do without, like, thinking about it. It's like you come into their life and all of a sudden they're like, wait, whoa. Where am I going? Like, pile 2 opened me up to where I should be going, right? So they stop and they're like, whoa, okay, let's figure this out. Yeah, duality here with lightning power. You're a very powerful person. You elicit a lot of responses from a lot of people. You really do. And the thing is here is that they're showing it's like you also, what I was feeling earlier is like there are times when you've been really, really fast and you've struck like lightning, and there are other times when you've been loud like thunder. And I feel like that's not something that you really rely on anymore. Like you just rely on your power, your empowerment to get you through it. And so people have seen you be the storm, but now they're seeing you be the other side of the storm, the calm and the peace and the serenity that comes after the storm. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was feeling. And then here we have Seahorse with equality. Number 14. It's like it's like you're in this place right now. It's I've purified myself. I'm tired of people just watching me from afar, like being creepy stalkers, whatever they are. You know, and I'm just want to come into this place where I'm being treated as an equal. I want to be seen as an equal. So, and the ocean might mean something to you as well. You might live near the ocean or want to live near the ocean. So I do feel like you are going to be going towards the ocean soon. Number 15, practice compassion, seeing things from a fresh perspective. This is what you bring into their lives. This is why men are secretly attracted to you, because you help them see things from a fresh perspective. Like something that they may have been so stubborn on before, like you open their hearts to seeing it in a whole new way, where maybe people have been trying to tell them this for a long time. And it's like you just come in and you're such a way and your energy is in such a way that they're like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense. So we have Azure. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen. That's what I was just saying. Look at these cards. Look at how similar they are. They look so similar, right? There's a little bit of difference to them, but they just look so similar. It's like you're about to manifest the life that you've always desired. It's just been a long time coming. And I feel like you've just been fearful that maybe I'm just, you know, destined to be stuck in this place that I'm at. And they're saying, no, not at all. Not at all. You're spreading your wings to fly right now. It's been all about changing your inner world. And now the outer world is going to begin to reflect that. We have Desiree here with no, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help guide and comfort you. So don't do anything rash is what this message is saying. Okay, like don't try to change where you're going. Don't try to change things all of a sudden. Don't do that. Just keep on your path and you're going to see things happen. Did you see the flame flicker? Like it's been straight this whole time and it just went... So yeah, don't just jump into anything rash right now, okay? Someone is harboring anger, jealousy, and hate. Okay, so there's somebody in your energy that is not down with this. They're not down with what you've been doing. They're hurting because they feel like you're getting further than they are. That's not what this reading was about today. Source didn't want to focus on that. I think I've had enough of the ones who's gossiping about you, who's jealous about you here lately, and I feel like that's what they're saying. Like you can definitely check out one of those readings and get more information on this, but I feel like this is what's been weighing on you so much. Like there's one situation that you really are trying to let go of and leave behind. You realize this energy, and they're saying here, like, don't give up and don't try to force things to happen either, because Source is going to bless you. Like you're going to turn into a testimony soon. Okay, and I think that's another reason why men are attracted to you, because they realize your potential and you might not see your potential right now. Then we have open your heart to love. Yeah. So love might be coming for you if you don't have a partner right now. Love is definitely on the books. But the other thing is here is that you help open up men's heart to love and to themselves. And so that might be why someone is feeling this way about you as well, because they see your reaction, like how men are with you when they're around you, or how people are with it when they're with you. It's like they just act so different than they do with them, and so they're like, it's not fair. Like, why is it that pile 2 gets all the good people, or why is it that pile 2 is treated so lovely and nice and this, that, and the other? And it's like, because at your soul, you're just a higher vibrational being, and this person who's harboring this energy they could be a new soul, right? And as a new soul, they're still learning valuable lessons, so they could be in a very lower, like a much lower vibration than you, and they just don't see it that way. They just see it as, oh, I guess pile 2 got lucky. Why can't I get lucky? Like, why me? Poor me? That type of energy, and they're not seeing all the work that you've done. They don't want to see the work that you've done, pile 2. So that's what Source wants to say about that. Let's go ahead and check out your talisman card, and I'm going to read this one from the book. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, overcoming fear. Look, and then the candle, and that was so funny. I rarely ever mention the flame during the readings, and the only time I did was just in this one. And here we have the overcoming fear with the candle here. That's so synchronistic. So yeah, it's like you're letting go of old way of being, and that's really gaining some sense of response from men. Like they really, really like the way that you are. So the person that I was feeling that's been around for a while, that has seen you change, that could be the person that's feeling this energy towards you. Like, it's not fair that you've changed. Like, why is it that it seems so easy for you? And that's what they're saying. It's like, sources, like, they're not realizing all the amount of work that you put in. Even if you could be sitting there in front of them. This is the thing with people who refuse to change. Let me just tell you this. People who refuse to change their lives, who refuse to see things different, who refuse to try to be a better version of themselves, you could sit in front of them day for day for day and do all the things and show them all the things. Like, take their hand and say, step by step, this is what we need to do. And you'll be changing along the way because you're actually implementing that. And they are refusing to implement it because they refuse to see you as somebody who has sense in the world. And they're still mad about it, right? They're like, it doesn't matter. Even though they saw you do the work, they still don't believe that you're capable of doing the things or gaining the things that you are. Like, that's just the way it goes. Because they'd rather stay in this negative vibration and be a pity party than to see that there's opportunity. They see it as the illusion. They're living in the illusion. Oh, here's the insignia for overcoming fear. If you would like to take a screenshot of it and draw it and carry it with you. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and read this out of the book for you. It says, the unknown can be frightening. Can you see that? Okay. And it's easy for those feelings to intensify in the darkness when we feel exhausted. Make sure all of your needs are met and you are well rested. It takes patience, consistency, and validation to rewire the old paths of your thoughts. Perhaps a past experience is triggering the current emotions, so acknowledge the reasons you feel this way. Note the way you speak to yourself. You are strong and powerful and you can overcome anything, but also remember to be gentle and patient with who you are. Move slowly at your own pace and see yourself shining in the bright, warm light of this glowing candle. It says, I can manage my feelings. Exactly. You're someone who manages their emotions. Where is it? I swear. Oh, yeah. I was like, where is it? Exactly. You're a gentle soul. You manage your emotions, but you're a kind, gentle heart. Like, you just help them overcome these emotional triggers that they have. And you're still humble about it. Like, you're humble about your own triggers. You're humble about all things. So even if this was triggering you, you're like, okay, why is that triggering me? What do I need to heal so that I can move away from this even faster, you know? But here you have with overcoming fear, it's just going to take time and patience. And you know that it's been taking time and patience. So right now, don't do anything rash. Just let things unfold, because Source is going to make you a testimony beyond what even you imagine. So I know this is about why men are secretly attracted to you. I do feel like that was absolutely covered in the reading, but the end here is more or less to encourage you to keep going, because I do feel a sense of exhaustion coming from you. It's just like you've been on this road and it just feels like the same old song and dance, but it's really not. It's really not. If you started looking at the tiny nuances, you would start seeing that the world outside you is beginning to shift. It's just taking a while. Sometimes it takes a while for us to for our destiny to catch up with us, right? So if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little seahorse emoji down below in the comment section and say, I am willing to take my time and I have patience, to let Source know that you are in it to win it on this journey. Leave me a thumbs up down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, Source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful zebra jasper, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is your reading on why are men secretly attracted to you. First things first, keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you'd like to support the channel further, you may do so by finding the links down below in the description box. You can also email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out some further information. And you can follow the link on over to my podcast, Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I really do hope to see you there. Also, hang with me. I do have a bit of a scratchy voice today, so thank you for your patience. And remembering that today we are connecting with someone's opinion or other people's opinion of you through their rose-colored glasses. Whatever comes out, take it with a grain of salt, knowing that it is not the truth of who you are, how they see you, okay? That's on them. That has nothing to do with you, all right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it and find out, Source, why are men secretly attracted to pile number 3? What messages can you give to us? Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 3, Source? Can you help us out here? What would you like us to know? Why are men secretly attracted to pile number 3? All right, so we've got Saturn, Scorpio, and 7th house. They want a relationship with you. First and foremost, you are relationship material. That is like the focus here with the dice. Like, relationship, very like have a sexual attraction to you, very sexual energy, you're very sensual, right? And it's like you have a very almost like a sexual prowess about you that stands out. And also, I feel like these men are very protective of you in a way. With the Saturn here, it's like they want to be the structure, the strength, and the stability in your life, because it feels like you've had to sacrifice for other relationships in your past. So this could be one person. We'll find out more as we go along. I do feel like this is one very, very powerful energy that's coming through. So if you wanted to know a group of men, definitely check out one of the other piles. But sometimes there is one pile that comes through that it is just one person. And that's because there's messages that need to come through. But I do feel like this is an energy that's like, I want to protect pile number 3. Like, I want to be there for them because they're someone who they really feel like, while you have a very tough exterior, that you're very soft underbelly. And that's not meant to be cruel or anything like that, but they feel like because of that, people are constantly trying to come in and flip you over on your back so that they can do damage. And it doesn't matter that you have a stinger here with Scorpion energy, right? It doesn't matter that you have a stinger, that you can defend yourself, that you can fight for yourself. This is an energy that's coming in like, I don't want pile number 3 to ever even have to try to defend themselves. Like, I want to be the bodyguard. I want to be the one that people go through. So it's a very masculine energy that's coming in. And it doesn't matter. You could be a masculine too. That's fine. It doesn't matter. This is just someone who wants to be the protector, like the wall that people hit in order to not get to your energy. So it's like they're going to be the full force brick wall around you, protecting you. And this is not in like a, I'm going to keep pile number 3 from doing anything and everything. Like, no, they just, like, if someone starts to really try to press your buttons, this is someone who's going to stand up and be like, enough is enough. That's it. And if it doesn't stop, they're going to pull you out of the situation. They're like, we need to go. This person is just not taking a hint. We need to go. Like, they're not mean about it. They just really feel like they have an obligation to protect you here. So this could be your significant other, especially if the 7th house here. You could be married to this person. You could be in a relationship with this person. This would be someone that you see as a potential relationship. This person, though, feels like they owe it to you to protect you because of your soul, because of your spirit, because of who you are. They want you to feel safe. And they feel like in the past you have never had a relationship that has felt safe. It's been chaotic. You've had to give up everything so that you could try to make things work. It's like you're the one that always had to be the bigger person. You had to break to keep other people, you know, in your life, and it's like no one else ever took responsibility, and this person just feels like they owe it to you so that you could know what that feels like. I mean, it's a very, very sweet and genuine energy coming through. And that's why I feel like this could be a reading that's about one person in general. And so they're very attracted to you because they see who you are, like, without knowing you. And I feel like even if this is somebody that you're with, like, when they first met you, they saw who you were without ever knowing you. They just knew who you were. It's like almost like past life recognition. Oh my gosh, that's my person. Like, I know exactly who they are. I know what kind of soul they are. And I know that they need to be protected in this world, because this world is not good enough for them. Right? Like, they just think that you're too good for the world. And in reality, you are. But you're what the world needs. You're what the world needs. And so this is someone that's coming in that's like, look, I'm going to make sure that you're safe no matter what. They want to make you safe. If they could put you in a cocoon or a bubble, they would. But there's also somebody who completely understands that you have a life to live, and they would never, ever, 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 hear me when I say ever, ask you to not live that life. To not be who you are. That's the opposite. They want you to be your authentic self no matter what. They want you to be in that beautiful energy, because that's what they fell in love with. That's what they're attracted to. That's what they're drawn to. This is someone who's very magnetized to you. But this is someone who really wants to protect you, because the thing is with the Scorpio energy, you have enemies, and they see those enemies and they're like, oh, no, no, not my person. You're not going to go after pile 3, not like that. It's not going to happen. So let's see if we can get some regular tarot on it and find out some more about this situation. Source, can you tell us some more about this situation that you're bringing in? I'm not even going to ask the question here why men are secretly attracted to you, because I feel like this is a very specific situation. This is a very specific message for someone. So if this is your pile already, okay, if you feel like this is your pile already, I ask you to put a green heart down below and say, I deserve to be safe, so that you call this energy in, or that you are acknowledging that this is your person coming through, okay? Because I do feel like that's what it is. So can you tell us some more about this situation, please? What more can you tell us about the situation? Thank you. What more can you tell us about the situation? Okay. What more can you tell us about the situation, Source? Thank you. What more can you tell us about this situation? What more can you tell us about this situation, okay? I feel like that's its clarifier. That's how it flew out, just like that. Source, what more can you tell us about this situation? What more can you tell us about this situation? Okay, thank you. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Coins in the reverse. Yeah, society wants you to conform. They don't want to give to you when you have so much to give. This is like, it's almost like viewing you through their eyes. That's what it feels like right here. That's what this reading feels like it's going to be. I'm not sure. We'll definitely get further into it and find out. But it does feel like this is what they see. They see that the world has nothing to give you, and they're demanding you to be more like the world. It's like, if you're just an unusual person, or you're very unique, which you are, right? That's natural. Everybody really is unique, but they don't want to see themselves as unique. But because you see yourself as a unique and an individual person, it's like it almost threatens the whole of the societal construct around you. And they want you to conform to how they think that you should be. And they don't care if they hurt your feelings about it either. It's like someone, or there's either a someone in your life that's doing this to you, or there's a group of people in your life that are doing this to you, or there's like a community around you that's treating you like this. And they're like trying to make you see things from a different way. And it's like you already saw things from their way, and you tried things their way, and it didn't work. It was making you miserable and unhappy. And so this person is coming in like, I feel like I need to protect them from that, because they should be allowed to live the life that they want, no matter how odd it may seem. If that's what it feels right for them, then they deserve to experience that. And so there's a lot of people here that don't want you to experience that. And so they're trying to feed your mind with an illusion. And this person is trying to help you see things Even if indirectly, they're trying to help you see things, that it's okay to be you. It's okay for you to shine. Like, this is a very sweet, strong energy. This is a very strong energy here, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or what you identify with. That's not what matters here. This is somebody who loves you for you, just as you are. They love that you don't conform. They love that you're a rebel to society. They love that you give, that you're a caring person, that you're very smart, that you're very justice-minded. Like, you want everybody to receive their fair dues. And it's like, whether that's good or bad, you just want it to be fair. They admire that you're so determined and that you're someone who builds on things, and you have this very wide mindset of, let's build a life so that everybody wins. Knowing that not everybody deserves that. It doesn't keep you from feeling that way, though. And they're in this place of being like, you know what? If I have to be the warrior in their life, I will be, because they deserve that. I mean, it's not like you're looking for someone to do that for you, but that's just that's the role that this person is taking on. Yeah. They want you to persevere. And I feel like this is the energy that has attracted them to you in the first place, is the fact that you're so strong-willed and you've taken so much action towards yourself and you've done so much for yourself. And I feel like some of you, this is somebody that you may not have known for a very long time. This could be someone that you met, you know, maybe a year ago, and so you're still getting to know each other. Like, and that might seem like a long time for some people, but realizing that it takes a lifetime to know people, right? This could be someone you met last month. This could be someone you met 20 years ago. But they're attracted to the fact that you are someone who has the willpower and the determination to keep going even when you've been beat down. They're just in awe of you. It's like, whoa, like, look at pile 3. They're so strong no matter what. Like, they never give in to the temptation of giving up, because that is a temptation. To give up is a temptation. It's easy to give up. What's not easy is to keep going. That's the hard part. And you've continued to keep going, and you made plenty of sacrifices to get what you want on your journey. And it's like, now they want to come in and they want to make sure that no one, like, they don't want anybody to come in and be like, well, pile 3, you should have done X, Y, Z. They're basically going to be there like, I'm sorry. And who are you to tell pile 3 anything? Because from where I'm standing, the life you're living isn't very great. Like, this is someone who's so honest and straightforward that they're just going to tell it like it is. They're basically, like, you know, when a Scorpio stings, right? Like, the Scorpio, when they're in their shadow energy, like, they just lash out. Like, bam, they want to make you hurt. But they'll do it from any angle. Whether that's a lie, whether that's a truth, like, they're just going to do it for the sake of doing it. This person is going to be like that, but all from the truth. Like, they're just going to basically cut people off at the legs. They're going to be like, I don't think so. You're not coming in here to even bother pile 3 like that. I don't even think so. Yeah. Like, this could be a Scorpio. This could be a Scorpio that's in your life, or you could have Scorpio energy highly aspect in your chart. But with the nameless card here, this is something because they've seen you transform. This is somebody who has watched you change, or is highly attuned to your changes. Maybe they have not seen them with their own physical eyes, but they've seen it because you carry it in your soul, and they feel the vibration of your soul, and so they feel that sadness. They feel that despair, because it never truly leaves us. We heal it, but we're still left with the scars. Right? We're still left with the essence of battle, no matter what. You know, like, a warrior can heal from the battle, but still left with the essence of it. The horror, the pain, the agony. And that's what they're seeing. That's what they feel, that resonant. And regardless of that, because they're so aware of that and they're acutely attuned to that, they also are completely aware of how beautiful you are energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, all these things matter so much to them. And so they're trying to help you let go of things from the past. And that's what they're really focused on here. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of people who are really trying to stand in the way here. Look at this. But you overcome You overcome that no matter what. Like you're somebody who, in spite the negativity, in spite of people being Debbie Downers, in spite of people just trying to be like always a thorn in your side. You know, and it could be consciously, it could be subconsciously. A lot of people do things subconsciously and they don't even acknowledge their own actions. Like that is, so many people do that. And then there are other people who are completely conscious of what they're doing and they don't care. They just plainly don't care. And this person is someone who notices who's subconsciously doing it and who's consciously doing it. But here's the thing, there's really no difference in the treatment. They hit them with that truth every time. But this is somebody who's coming to battle for you. This is someone, like, it's not like they're taking over. Like, I don't want it to make it seem like you're not capable of taking care of yourself. And they know that you are. Oh, they know that you are. They know that you can raise holy hell. They know that you can. But they're tired of seeing you carry everything by yourself. And they don't want you to anymore. This is how they felt when they met you. They were so tired of seeing you carry things by yourself. And they're like, look, you don't have to do that anymore, babe. I love you and I want you to succeed. I want you to be an amazing, incredible person. I want you to just live your life. Let me handle all these crazy people. That's what I was made for. I was made so you could create. And you don't have to worry about people coming in and being ridiculous about it. And it's giving you space and time, and it will give you space and time for you to do so. And it's going to make you feel free. You're going to change the way you think about things because you're going to realize that you were deserving all along of having someone in your life that was on your side, in your corner. This is like your life manager here. Oh, I'm sorry. You want time with pile 3? You got to go through me. Right? Oh, sorry, they're busy this week. They can't handle you and you're just taking vacation. You know? Like, that's it. But that's the energy here. It's like, you don't even have access to pile 3 unless it's through me. They screen everybody. And they're happy to do it. It's not to keep you away from anybody. This is somebody who is energetically like it's like you've battled enough demons and you've battled enough low vibrational people in your life, and it's left you completely exhausted and without the energy to put towards your creations. It's like Source created a warrior just for you. Like Source is like, look, you deserve to be able to create in life. You deserve to be able to do what you want in life. You deserve to be able to experience the life that you want. Let me make somebody with wide shoulders who can carry this for you and who takes pride in that type of position in your life. Who isn't threatened by the fact that they're there just to help you succeed. Who, in fact, thrives because of that. Right? And that's what it is. And so this is somebody who has experienced the world and said basically a big F you and stuck their fingers up to the world and said, I don't even care who you are. I'm going to live my life. And they unapologetically live as they live. And that's how they want you to. And it's not that they're the only ones dealing with the difficulties. You deal with them together. But this is someone who just makes sure. You know, like if there are people talking about you behind your back, somehow it always gets back to this person and they handle it. If there are people trying to switch you up off your path, it gets back to this person and they handle it. Like it's like sometimes you might be completely blissfully ignorant to situations until they bring them up and you're like, really? What? That happened? Seriously? And if this person's not in your life yet, they're coming, like, and this is how they're going to be. So just knowing that this is an energy that you're meant to experience in your life. But for some of you, I do feel like this is somebody that you're with, that you're married to. This is a very spiritual connection by nature. This is like, I keep seeing like the little angel and then this big old gargoyle like covering this angel with its wings. Like, don't worry, I've got the stone back. I've got the metal back. I'm the one that everything will bounce off of, and you just let your light shine. And they like basically let you direct your light wherever you want to go, and they follow you, and they've got someone who covers your back. I mean, they just got your back. Like, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. But that's what it is, right? They just really, they're taking care of you in such a beautiful way. It's like they're not only taking care of you physically, this is someone who's taking care of you energetically. Because they know how precious you are to this world. Like I said, they feel like you're way too good for this world. They feel like the world doesn't deserve you, and it doesn't. It needs you. It needs you, but it doesn't deserve you. And that's something that's coming through so strong. And that's exactly what this person feels like. The world needs you, pile 3. But I'm not going to lie when I say the world has never done anything to deserve you. And that's huge. That's such a huge energy. Right? And that's something that just, like, if I could let you feel this, like, if this isn't something you've experienced yet and you feel like you deeply resonate with this pile, like, just know, like, I wish I could plug you into my heart center right now so you could feel this energy. It's like they're just basically like, I'll be the beast and you be the beauty. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or what you identify with. It doesn't matter. That's just the role that they're willing to take. I'll be the beast and you be the beauty. Let me be the monster amongst the monsters so that I can save you. Like, it's just such a, like, this feels like, you know, the love story that everybody always wants, but it's so much deeper than that. This is something like they were just crafted to be this in your life. And that's what makes you guys become so close. I mean, this is like thickest thieves type energy here. Absolutely incredible. Let's get some oracles out on it for you, pile number 3. I'm gonna get there. All right, thank you. Okay, so this flipped over, and then it flipped back and went pew pew like that. So we're gonna take this one. It says lotus flower unfoldment. Exactly. They're protecting the seed that you are, but there's a portion of life that you had to grow in where they weren't there, where they couldn't help you, where they couldn't let you be you, right? There was a portion of your life that you had to go through without them, but you made it, and they admire you for that. They are completely astounded by the things that you've done on your own, because the things that they help you put up with, they're just like, I'm about to get so emotional here. They're just like, I can't believe that pile 3 ever had to deal with these hardships. Like, I can't believe that they had to do this on their own, because the things that I have to help them deal with right now are absolutely astounding and ridiculous. And it's nothing that they should ever have had to experience on themselves alone, nor is it anything that they should have to experience in this life, but understanding that none of us can control any other people. That's how bright you shine, pile 3. They just stand and they're just like, I can't believe I know somebody like pile 3. This is someone who thanks their lucky stars every day that they wake up, that they know you, that they've met you, that they get to be your protector. Like, they just thank their lucky stars. Like, I'll take this job on with pride. I don't care who I have to battle in the long run. Because if I get to wake up next to pile 3, that is everything for me. Something that Source created for you with ceremony invocation here. It's just them saying, like, I heard your prayers, pile 3. I got you. I made somebody just for you. Long, long ago. Because I know how precious your energy is. I know how precious your heart is. I'm taking my glasses off over here so I can cry. You just prayed for someone who's going to stand by you. This person's not only going to stand by you, they're going to take care of you. They're going to defend you. I don't feel like you've ever had anybody defend you in your life before this person. But everybody joined in the ridicule and the finger pointing and the shaming and the guilt tripping and everybody joined in. when you met this person, you're like, whoa, there's actually people out there who stand up for me. I felt like I was so alone for so long, and there's actually someone who's going to stand up for me. It's been a while since I got so emotional on a reading. I mean, a while. This is some deep energy. Let's get some more oracles out here for pile number 3, source. I think this person has cried tears for what you've had to go through. Because of how pure you are, and how people have taken advantage of that, and how people have used you and abused you, and have not appreciated what you are and what you bring. And I feel like this person has absolutely cried tears for you. And has asked why. But in the midst of asking why, has known, because the world has been given a chance. And you were that chance. And there are some people who are so grateful that you're here, but there are a lot of people that you've known physically and personally that just have treated you like worse than dirt. And you never understood why. And it's because sometimes the people who go through the hardest things are the ones who change the world the most. And I definitely feel like that's you, pile 3. So we have Raven with news here. If this person hasn't come in, they are coming in, or if you know kind of who this person is and they haven't communicated with you yet, they're going to be communicating with you. If you notice, this person up here has a shield. So again, that's confirmation to what I've been feeling. What's peeking out over here? Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm laughing and crying at the same time. I can't with you, pile 3. So we have 23, which is 5 in numerology, and we also have number 5, which is 5, right? This is 10, which is the completion of a cycle, but it's also that very uncomfortable place of 5. But look at this person with their sword is on fire, their shield is on fire. It's like, it doesn't matter. You guys can bring up your best armies against me, and I'm gonna knock them down because I'm powered by a greater source. Pile 3, I love you so much. If I were there, I would give you the biggest, longest hug of your life because I feel like you need that. No one should ever have to go this alone, and no one should ever have to deal with what you've dealt with. Just know that I see you, and I value you, and I appreciate you so much. This person is just incredible. I'm so glad that you get someone like this in your life. This is Wolverine fierceness, if you're wondering what that says. Alright, let's get some heart messages here. Whew, thank you, Source. Yeah. Embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. So I definitely feel like that's another reason why I've been getting emotional, because I feel like this reading has probably brought up a lot for you. It wouldn't surprise me if some of you were crying as well. I do get that. Don't feel bad that I picked up this energy, please. Please, there's a reason that I'm the way that I am, okay? And it's something that I'm 100% okay with. I'm so honored to be able to connect with you. Okay. You're a pure, innocent soul. You've not been tarnished by the difficulties in this world. except for this lifetime. It would not surprise me if all your prior lifetimes were in very high vibrational places. Or if you're an earth angel. It's almost like walking around the world and people doing the things that you're doing and leaving you in this place of why? Why are you like that? Like, why are you treating me like that when all I've done is been completely honest and sincere with you? It's because you're such a pure soul, and the people that you're connecting with, it's not your fault. It's what you've had to go through in order for you to connect with this person, okay? Because there's something about it that you going through these hardships is going to inspire others to overcome their own hardships, their own difficulties. So you're going to be like, hey, if pile 3 can do it, then I can do it too. But you're a very pure and innocent soul. Thank you. Yeah, if you're Pisces, that wouldn't surprise me either. But we do have Pisces energy here with intimacy, intuition, and compassion. You're very kind and generous soul, very old soul. You've lived many lives. Okay, and if you don't believe in past lives, that's fine. You just have a very wise mindset, okay? But you are absolutely a gift from Source. Yeah, it would not surprise me if you were a water sign. We have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces coming out flipped over. Spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. So, hey, it's cool. I get you. Okay, I got a lot of water in my chart. I do. A ton. So, don't ever feel like your emotions are something that you need to hide from the world or try to cut yourself off from that, because I feel like sometimes you've done that to try to fit in. And your emotions are what make you unique and special, because your emotions help you heal. Okay? You're a very compassionate person. You're very intuitive. And you intimately connect with so many people. And that's why I feel like maybe you've been taken advantage of, is because it scares people who aren't ready to commit to that. Look, house 12. This is insane. I just said, it would not surprise me if you were a Pisces or had Pisces highly aspect in your chart, and we have all these Pisces energies coming through here. House 12 is connected to Pisces. We have spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. Exactly, you're meant to heal. I'm going to pull that out because I feel like it wants to be out. Yeah, you're meant to heal. You're going to change. You're going to make a huge change on this physical realm. Look at this, the water. We have whale spirit flipped over with 65, which is 11. 11 is a very spiritual number, a very highly vibrational number here, connecting with source, connecting with the ether. Trust the great mystery. And then we have the whale, which is a water, water elemental, a water being. Yeah, there we go, a water being. And then this flipped over with number 21, dove spirit, be peace. You don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to worry. This person sees you at the core of your being. If life is speeding up, things are changing for you. So if this person's not here yet, you're quickly gaining momentum to this person who is going to help you so much. And they're just not going to let people get away with these things. Like, they're just not. They're going to be like, look, you can't treat people that way. They're just going to be honest. I don't feel like this person's going to be vicious, but you can be ferocious without being vicious, right? And I feel like that's exactly who they are. They're a very ferocious person, but they're not vicious. We have Archangel Gabriel. You have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. Exactly. Your mission is sacred. Your mission is important. It is amazing. Ugh. I love it when these readings do come up. Okay, like, I know they're hard. They're difficult to get through because of the emotions, but I do love when these readings come up, because I know that there's a message that you absolutely needed to hear, and you needed to be reminded of who you are, Pile 3, and how amazing you really are. So even though sometimes it's difficult to be reminded of those difficulties, knowing that you're doing it for a greater purpose. And I feel like that's something that makes you feel good, is knowing that it's more than just for you, it's for a greater purpose, right? So on the bottom it says, be honest with compassion, not with the intention of hurting them. This is exactly the energy that I was getting of this person that's coming into your life, right? Like, you're already in this. I don't feel like you hurt anybody, or you do your best not to hurt anybody. You really do your best to not hurt, trigger, or make someone feel bad. And it's impossible all the time, right? But you know that you're not doing it with the intention of being malicious. This person that's coming in is going to be someone who's completely honest, not with the intention of hurting them, but with the intention of making them understand that they're not going to get away with treating you in this way. It's a very powerful place. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting here. You're a very unique person. Okay. Look at this. We have ritual with bison, number 35. You've cleared your karma. You stayed true to your path. You never faltered, even though you've been there. There have been plenty of times when you could have thrown in the towel. There have been plenty of times when you could have said, I'm done. I'm done. But your heart and your soul never let you. And so you just kept going. You're like, eventually something has to change. And maybe you're thinking that too now. Like, eventually something has to change. It's about to change for you, pile 3. Like, it feels like you are on the precipice of falling into a new dimensional timeline. We have number 16 here, 7 again. So 7's a very powerful number for you. We have love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Like, you're about to be celebrating life, dancing and experiencing, completely aligned, building a family, building a home, having peace and harmony flow throughout your life. Oh, I love this. Number 40. This is my favorite card in this deck. My absolute favorite. I just love the colors on this. It says, be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. It's happening. This is something you've dreamt about since you were probably a child. And it's manifesting now. You're in the future. You're walking in the future. Trust that things are happening for you. Okay, we have Grace and Antoinette. It says, to help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. This is you. This is what you do. This is why this person really loves you so much, right? Be honest with compassion. We have Pisces, compassion, and compassion with the water, right? There's something about your compassion. Like, your compassion is so unique in this world. Like, you just understand people like no one else does. And because of that, sometimes it opens you up to being hurt by those people, because it's like they're doing it just for the sake of gaining access to your vulnerabilities. And you're learning how to be strong through that. You've learned so much. But what is it with bigger levels, bigger devils, new levels, new devils? And so there's a point where now it's like you've kind of surpassed being able to do it on your own all the time. And so now it's like Source is like, I'm sending you someone to help you. Yeah, this is not surprising that this came out. Stand out above the crowd. That's exactly what you do. You stand out everywhere you go. You stood out to this person the minute they met you. They were like, oh, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be in this person's life. This does not shock me at all. You're fighting with releasing the mother wound. We have so much compassion here, right? And so sometimes the trigger wound for us is the mother wound when it comes to compassion. It's not that you're not a compassionate person, but that's what you've been releasing this whole time. I don't feel like you're fighting with it as much as you are just slowly releasing it. It's taking time. This has been part of your sacrifice. This has been part of your karma on this journey, is dealing with the mother wound, because we're in an unhealed divine feminine, right? We are in a toxic masculine society with an unhealed divine feminine. Well, if we think about the divine feminine, what does that connect with? The mother wound. So again, that idea of making a worldly change is coming through. You inspire me to become a better me. This is why this person is so head over heels with you. They love you because you've made them become a better version of themselves. And you continue to inspire them to become a better version of themselves. And that's why they feel so protective of you. Like, even the minute they met you, I feel like they were already like, how can I be my best self for pile 3? It wasn't even a question. They were just wondering, like, how can I show up as my best self for pile 3? Oh, this is such an incredible reading. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this. Your guys' reading went a little bit longer than everybody else's. And then I'm going to read this out of the book. I'm going to show you the insignia so you can make a copy of the insignia if you'd like to carry it around with you as well. So we do have, look, intuition with the scarab beetle, I believe, is this right here. That third eye right there. Yeah, you're completely connected to source. You know, Pisces energy in the 12th house is all about being completely connected to source. Very spiritual energy. Let me get there. Intuition is right there. So here's the insignia. You can go ahead and pause this and take a screenshot of that and copy it and carry it around with you in your wallet or in your pocket, so you can always be reminded not only of this reading, but just of how amazing you are, pile 3. Okay. Okay, you see that? We have, you are wide awake and able to perceive a higher level of awareness that helps you recognize secrets and subconscious intentions. This intuitive beetle is using the third eye gate to see through the prism of distortion. The answers you are seeking will come from within, from your divine knowledge and your inner wisdom. Your intuition will help you read people's body language and facial expressions if they are in disagreement with their words and actions. Allow time and space to practice putting your newly found feelings into words, but know that your present situation will benefit significantly from your keen intuition. I am awake. I see. Exactly. You are a very intuitive person. You're so connected to source. It's not that you don't have good discernment. You do. It's just that it doesn't matter how good your discernment is that you're meant to connect with lower vibrational people because you help poking holes in the illusion of the world. That's just a part of your process, and has nothing to do with your discernment. It has nothing to do with that. But because of your mission, it puts you in a very precarious place. It puts you in a place of being vulnerable to the darkness that resides here in the world. And that darkness is doing what it can to attack you, to make you feel left out, to make you feel alone, to make you feel like no one's there for you, so that you'll stop poking holes in the illusion that it feels, right? The darkness feels like it's winning, but it's not. And especially if it's attacking you so much, it's definitely not. Whoa. Okay, I cannot make this up. I have 2 bags of chicken in the sink right now thawing. And there's one bag right now that just literally jumped up in the sink and went back. Oh my gosh. Like it lifted, that's why I went with like, whoa. I don't know if you heard it go, but it just literally jumped up and the bag it's still moving. Hasn't moved. It's been there all day and it hasn't moved, and it just moved like all crazy like that. Like, I don't know what happened. So it does feel like the dark, look, what was I talking about? The darkness doesn't want you to know that it's losing. It doesn't want anybody to know that it's losing. So there's definitely something that doesn't want to be heard. It doesn't want it to be seen that way. But you are absolutely poking holes in it. It's a part of your mission, pile 3, and it's a difficult mission, but you are so powerful. And I want you to always remember that. Okay, I want you to always remember just how special you are, because not everybody can carry the burden that you definitely carry. But remember, your greatest burden can also be your biggest blessing. And that's why you're being gifted with this person who's coming in to basically fight your battles for you in some way, shape, or form. And you're going to know them and they're going to know you. Like, I don't feel like there's going to be any question of the roles that you're going to play in each other's lives. Like, even if they're kind of like those wonderments, is this for real? Is this really going to happen? Like, I feel like you're both going to know each other on a very deep, deep, emotional, intuitive level. Wow, that was an incredible reading. If you feel like this is your reading, I know I had one earlier in the beginning, but I'm just going to tell you guys, leave down the the third eye emoji down below and say, I am in tune with my life mission, because I feel like you absolutely are. And leave me a thumbs up. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for giving us this message. And if you made it through all 3 readings, leave a purple heart down below and say, I stuck it out. I really appreciate those of you that do on my readings. It's such an honor to be here with you, and I'm so glad to be able to connect with such beautiful energy. It truly, truly means the world to me. With that being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.